It's really about an extraordinary love affair between a young couple, Therese and Laurent. Therese is married to Camille, who is actually her cousin. She was raised alongside him by his mother and subsequently marries him, but she was never really in love with him. And so when Laurent walks into her life, he's an artist, he lives in a garret, it's everything poetic and romantic as far as she is concerned, and she's never found herself experiencing a man in that way.
He advanced his huge hands to his knees, tightly compressing his lips. Therese, rigid and motionless, with her head thrown slightly backward, waited.
A big moment for me was reading the Drowning of Camille. I felt like quite emotional reading that piece, and I did actually stop and say, wow, I just read The Drowning of Camille in the novel of Therese Raquin by Emile Zola for audible.com. Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. I was very, I was just, yeah, that was a big moment.
Laurent continued tugging at Camille, pressing with one hand on his throat. With the other hand, he ended by tearing his victim away from the side of the skiff and held him up in the air in his powerful arms like a child. As he bent down his head, his victim, mad with rage and terror, twisted himself round and, reaching forward with his teeth, buried them in the neck of his aggressor. And when the murderer, restraining a yell of pain, abruptly flung the clerk into the river, the latter carried a piece of his flesh away with him.
I find audiobooks a great thing, especially for, as I mentioned a moment ago, the long car journeys. Not only is it quite relaxing, but I think hearing something read out loud, the story tends to kind of sink into your soul.
Camille, who had ended by lying down on his stomach with his head over the water, dipped his hands in the river. "The deuce! How cold it is!" he exclaimed. "It would not be pleasant to go in there head foremost."
Having that moment of being allowed to just kind of tune out and be taken into another world, an atmosphere, an environment that is being created entirely for you by somebody else's voice. It's really a wonderful, magical thing. I'm Kate Winslet, and I am performing Therese Raquin by Emile Zola.